Do we do the? We didn't do the review of minutes.
I just put it further down.
What's that?
I just put it further down.
Oh, you
That's
did?
all, to allow public input first. That's how we were trying to.
Oh.
But we can do it first if you want.
I just had a question about the minutes. They're slightly different than what Matt's
So
been.
the update.
Then-
Yeah, two of them.
Well, yeah, one he had Andy, and Andy thought it was him, but it was Andy Ruggles. But his main question is, he used to, I think it threw John off before. He used to do the previous minutes in the top header section. Do you guys want the previous minutes from, I guess, the prior meeting included in the minutes from the last meeting, or do you like this format better? Or it's just purely the minutes from the 23rd?
Yeah, we don't need the minutes from the
Okay.
prior meeting because we already approved them. It
Yep.
was for that meeting. Yeah.
Cool. So we'll keep the format that he's currently sending in for the 23rd. Okay. So do we want to do Christmas right now in Litchfield? Who's here?
You want to
Yeah.
accept
Do
the
that
minutes
first?
first, or we can do that later?
What's that?
Are we accepting the minutes that we're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at right now?
Sorry.
That's all right.
Do we accept the minutes from the 23rd? Has everyone had a chance to review them?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the 23rd. The revised meeting minutes from the 23rd.
The revised, thank you.
Second.
Second, okay, great. So all in favor of approving the minutes from the last meeting on the 23rd?
Aye.
4 to nothing. All right, thanks for keeping me on track, guys.
Sorry.
That's all right. So the next thing on our agenda is the update on Christmas in Litchfield.
Yeah, I just want to pass these out and just to show you guys. We're really here just for an update for the committee. We have nothing that needs to be voted on. This is just for your information, and I'm trying to get this kind of stuck together. So one side, these are going to the schools this week before the kids go on break.
By the way.
What's that?
Oh, two-sided, yeah.
Can you, I'm sorry, state your name
Here.
and address?
My name is Margaret Almeida, and go ahead, Deb.
I am Debbie Stafford.
Great.
And we have Joan.
Kendall. Yeah. We're with the Christmas tree lighting celebration committee. So we just wanted to familiarize you guys with the event. So it's December 1st. It's going to be 6:30 to 8. It's exactly the way we had originally proposed it to be. We just have a lot more detail now planned. You'll see on the back everything that we have proposed in terms of having really a community participating event where we have Final Night 603 has agreed to come and play some holiday music for us and MC the event. We're going to have ugly sweater contest, and we're going to have, the Girl Scouts are coming to do s'mores. They're making s'more kits. We also have them making crafts under the pavilion, and they have a variety of different ideas that they're bringing forward and doing. And then we have the Boy Scouts who will be playing reindeer games.
That was
and-
Girl Scouts before. We said Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay. So
Girl
Boy
Scouts are doing the
s'mores and the games, and the Boy
Boy
Scouts are doing reindeer games. And then we have a variety of vendors that are coming to Talent Hall, and we'll have, their crafts and, different things out there. We have some Litchfield t-shirts and sweatshirts we'll be selling as a fundraiser. We'll have baked goods. We have the Key Club and some volunteers, just here in the community that will be doing some face painting. And we'll have, we have a little spot for the kids to write a letter to Santa and drop it off in the mailbox. And then we also have Campbell High School doing some community caroling, which will be fun, I think. And then the fire truck will bring in Santa for lighting up the tree and sort of welcoming the holiday. And we'll have announcements. The ugly sweater will have some gift certificates that we'll be offering as prizes. And the police department is assigning, a officer there to help us with, just maintaining, just making sure if things are going, flow is organized, especially, when the
parking. Probably too.
parking and with
Parking,
the
yeah.
fire truck coming in with Santa. So, and they're giving us some cones and things like that. So Light
And
of
there'll
the
be a
night.
fireman to monitor the fire pits. We're
Yeah,
having 2 or 3 small ones.
right.
Yeah.
Two.
2.
Two
Okay,
fire
2. Yeah.
pits. Yep. And then we have Light Up the Night starting this Thursday with the lighting installation. So
Josh
we did,
Turner will be there, and I'll be there also.
yep, we let the police department know, just so that they don't wonder that somebody's there putting lights on all of the buildings. But so you guys are aware as well, that's when it begins. And we will start this week, Thursday, decorating. So
Mhm.
did I forget anything?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, so we're still looking for volunteers. We'd love for you guys to come if you'd like to join. And
Please.
yeah, we would love that. We have setup will be probably around 9 o'clock in the morning. We're all going to do the initial setup, get the barrels out, make sure that last minute decorating doesn't need to be done, and just organizing, kind of get our selves organized, and then meeting with volunteers and different organizations about an hour and a half before the event to make sure
Make
that
sure
everybody
everybody knows their
knows what we're all
positions.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. Do you guys have any questions?
Hmm.
Yes. This is a lot. I read Peter sent us their request, and I was like, wow, this is a lot more than I think we had discussed. I think it's great, by the way. I think it's awesome. So question about your lighting. The lighting company is coming in to do what type of decorations, and where is the decorations going?
It's a flagpole.
Mhm.
Mark Riley is donating the big, like a 20-foot flagpole. Josh Letourneau is coming in to do the flagpole, and then
So where's that going to be
in
positioned?
the middle of the field.
In the middle of the field.
In the middle of the field, yeah, quarter, sort of like right in the center circle there. But Joan and I were driving by it this morning, and we think between the snack shack that's against the road and the and something else is on the left. So driving north on Albuquerque, we thought maybe right in the middle there because that has the best visibility.
We were with John met us at Talon Hall to help us sort of plot things
Okay.
out.
Yeah,
Well, you just haven't heard.
yeah. Oh, you didn't?
So
Oh,
he
No,
Yeah.
we haven't heard anything.
so he gave us the codes, and he showed us
Or at
also.
least I haven't. Have you guys heard anything? Okay.
He showed us all Dara, the back building and all that, where the big tables are, and stuff like that. So
So it's going to go in the middle of the field.
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
yeah.
already
Come and-
checked with the soccer teams to
Yeah.
make sure they're not
Not
using
that
the
big.
Yeah,
field.
the seasons are all over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
He thought they might be there, but I said I doubt it. But he wanted to double check. Said please do, and he did, and he emailed us saying it was all good to go.
okay, so the lighting guy is going to come up.
Set it all up.
Set
He's
up
not
a
gonna. We're not
post.
gonna light it up. He's gonna have it all built.
Right, so it's going to
And he's
come
putting
down like a tree.
and he's putting a big wreath on Talent Hall.
Cool.
Big light up one that she's gonna make, and he's gonna put lights on it.
Nice.
Joan is making that one.
So you're going to run the power cord, I'm guessing, to the pavilion.
I believe so. That's Josh's. He said he'll take care of all
Okay.
that.
So he's setting this up, and it's going to be set up this weekend.
It's on Thursday.
Starting
On
Thursday.
Thursday.
I
Not
assume
lit until
not till the
December
event.
1st.
a couple weeks. Okay.
Oh, no.
So
first.
it's not an actual tree.
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
a flagpole with
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. That's what I thought.
yeah. We wanted one, but
Okay. And now the vendors that are coming in,
Mhm.
besides the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scout, what other vendors are coming in?
There's a variety of them, so
Yeah,
there's a
but,
list of them.
yeah, we have
It's like
LuLaRoe,
Arbonne.
Arbonne. What's that? New Way or what's
We
that?
can send you the list.
Okay. And they're
Sure.
going to be situated outside.
No,
Inside.
inside
Inside. So they're
town
going to
hall.
be in talent.
in town. In
Okay.
town
So
hall,
they're
yes.
setting up at what time in talent?
So we're going to invite them to come probably about an hour and a half
Beforehand?
beforehand.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
'Cause I know
we
we
will
reserved the
provide
hall.
the tables, and then they will just put out their merchandise, the things that they want to sell.
Okay.
And also my son, Brian Stafford, who is a manager of T-Mobile in Nashua, is bringing, hopefully, fingers crossed, the T-Mobile truck to Dara on for that event.
Okay.
It's like a roach coach type
It'll
of
be like
thing.
the
Okay.
only outdoor one. I
It-
think
the
that
only
we
one,
have.
yeah, the only
Okay,
one.
great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So they're inside. All the vendors are inside. It's free entry, the
Mhm,
gathering,
mhm.
but people will purchase things
Yes.
inside.
Yes, we filled out. It
Snack
has a lot
shack.
of detail too. We filled out the
A sign up, Genius.
No,
Genius-
no, we
no.
signed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We signed. You have a form to
Right.
use the field. There's, I don't know. I sent it to Peter Ames. I don't know if you.
Yeah, we have it.
We have it.
We have it. Yep.
There's a lot of detail in there that
Yeah, I guess my biggest question about that is the setup outside versus inside. It said people getting there at 9 a.m. to set up
Right.
inside and outside, or just outside first, then inside later.
Well, I think we're gonna start in the
first.
morning at 9 to
Right.
start setting up in general. I think
Okay.
outside
Put
Is-
barrels,
is-
get put
the
liners
only-
in.
yeah.
My only thing is, right now, we approved it to go from like, start at
3:30.
3 or 3:30,
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
it is.
okay.
At Talent into
And-
the evening.
Basketball is
Right.
normally in there, and they're gonna be in, their season's already gonna start, so
Correct.
we had already given them the go-ahead to do that too, so the question is, are you going to need to get in there early?
So what
early,
time
or-
are they going to
Yeah,
be
I
there?
don't think so.
I mean, they're gonna be there probably from 8, usually they start at 8 and.
In
they
the
can-
morning?
Till 2 they have it reserved. I don't know if they're using the whole time, but normally they do. So.
But
um,
8 to 2, they'll be in there.
Right.
That's not a problem. We
Okay,
can do,
yeah.
I think my big concern is outside, getting the barrels situated, getting them lined for trash liners and stuff like that, and figure out where we want the fire pits and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
So I think that would be our best.
Yep.
And now the fire pits are made up of what? What do you do with the fire pits?
Paper. I'm just kidding. They're regular fire
Trees.
pits.
Why would we-
I mean,
We're
are
gonna-
they kept
like the
barrels like
woods.
we used to do for Winterfest? Or they?
So one is like a large cauldron. It's like a very large, and it has like the very like heavy screen over the top of
Okay.
it.
Okay. Something in
Another
someone's
one, we are looking for a secondary. So we're supposed to be touching bases with the fire department to see if they have. any
Yeah, we used to for
suggestions.
Winterfest do a cut, like an oil barrel.
I think
Wow.
they do
Yeah.
have one there, but we just have to have that discussion. So we were thinking
Yeah.
one would be not enough, and so we wanted to talk to them about a second one.
And where do you see yourselves putting those?
So we're going to work with the fire
And
department.
you'll- Okay.
John suggested when we met him, you know where the snack shack is, looking at the snack shack, it's on right here. And the fence is here, right between the snack shack and the fence, about so many feet from the woods.
Yeah, so we have to get
We
the
showed him where
permit.
the one for
Yeah.
Winterfest, he
Yep.
said that was maybe put it in more. So that's what he suggested.
and we'll talk to
John
them
did.
about that.
But we'll definitely
Work
want to check
with
with the fire department though.
All right. And you spoke with LGSL, Chad?
I have not yet.
About the
so
snack shack?
that's on hold.
We were thinking 2 fire pits, one so people can get warm if it's a night like tonight, and one for the kids to cook their s'mores.
Okay. Yeah, you'll need approval from, the rec commission doesn't maintain the snack shack. Pete already knows that, so.
Yeah, so I'll make that connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it looks great. And this is going, you said, into the schools, out to the schools tomorrow,
This week.
this week? Great.
All 3 schools.
Yeah, because before you know it, after the next week.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This will be fun.
We'll be putting one fake Christmas tree on the stage inside the hall
Oh, okay.
to make it look a little more.
Okay, so you're decorating the hall
Mhm.
and,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a pre-lit tree, just
Yeah.
put the pieces together, plug it in.
Works.
sounds good. So,
Our next meeting is this Thursday. Yep, it's at 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah. So I mean, we have standing meetings, so please feel to drop in if you want to hear the nitty gritty details of the tree lighting celebration planning committee. But we've been getting donations here, obviously, so feel free
I
to
just checked the box.
put some donations in it too.
there's a box out
I did.
here in the-
There
Yeah.
is right in the
I mean,
front. There's
general.
one right here, and when I talked to Peter Ames, I said, if anyone wants to come to help set up in terms of just making sure we are doing things the right way, then
Please.
volunteer. So on our website, there's a place to sign up, or you can reach out either to Peter himself or to me, either one. So
so what kind of donations are you guys looking for?
there's a large list. It's a sign up genius, but we're looking for lighting. It's on the website, and I can show you.
So you have a website in here?
It's a Facebook page, right?
It's a
on the
Facebook page?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
I'm
on-
not a good.
I think it's on the WhatsApp and on the Christmas.
It's
tree.
on the WhatsApp and
It's on the
yeah.
So
WhatsApp
people can
page.
find it. Just if people are watching, because we have all 6 people.
I think
in town
Amy
watching
Daigle.
this.
But if you
Put it
want to
up
know
on the
what's on
WhatsApp.
there in detail, that's all listed out
Okay.
there.
Good. So the 6 people that are watching this evening can check it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, for you, I mean, you're asking.
Yeah, I know.
so-
Kidding. All right. Any other questions?
I just want to say thank you for all the work you guys have done to pull this together. It's
Oh, we're
Yeah, it's
really
very
excited
team
for it.
effort. It's very
We're
team
very
effort.
excited
So we
for
hope
it.
to be able to do this, every year. It'll be a lot easier next year.
Next
We won't
year will
have
be
to-
much bigger and better and longer.
Well,
We're
yeah,
hoping.
hopefully, if we have
So you're gonna
we're
get
hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be an
But
hour and a
it's
half.
our first year,
It'll
so
sort of be a cute
baby steps.
and I think busy and fun, and then we'll see if I mean, there's lots of ideas. There's tons. People want to give all kinds of ideas,
Yeah.
and parades, and it comes down to volunteers and man labor
Mhm.
and money, and so
Oh, yeah. And then,
Um,
yeah.
We're also dealing with the Manchester Parade too on that same day.
Okay, same
And
time.
Mark's going to be there, so we're hoping to get his truck that, he wants to bring his Christmas tree truck to Dare to, I believe. So, yeah.
So if there's any more questions, just let us know. And
Mm.
like I said, we have standing. We put them on Facebook, and feel free to come.
Okay.
Thank you.
Coming in
Thank
tonight.
you very much,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Thanks. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too. Thank
Yes.
you. Public input?
Hi, Bob Barry, Pilgrim Drive. I'm here on behalf of the Litchfield Pickleball Group.
Great.
We got about 5 different items that I want to talk to you guys about tonight. And the first is ask permission to hang a new banner for pickleball on the backstop where other banners are hanging right now. And this is basically what it looks like. I'm gonna submit that.
Ooh.
Just to get more people interested in playing the game pickleball.
So we'll be looking out towards the parking lot,
Yeah.
opposed to looking into the
Yeah.
fields? Okay.
So you're getting rid of the USPA or US?
Yeah, that one's currently over at Sawmill.
Oh, this one's going at
This one
Dare.
will be dedicated, and advertised for our particular group itself. The dimensions are 5 feet long by 3 feet high.
Where's this going to go?
The backstop
Oh, okay. All right.
on the fence where other, banners are already hanging.
The only thing I can, and I'm just speaking probably because I've been sitting next to Andy for so long, and he's talked about these banners before in the wintertime. He gets concerned with the fencing and the potential with the wind gusts to, I don't know,
They could
do
bend
something
the
wrong to the,
backstop,
right, do
yeah.
something wrong to the fencing. I know softball is actually taking down all their banners this
I
weekend.
was there the other day and I saw one banner half
Hanging,
down.
yeah, so they're coming this weekend to take it all down.
Yeah.
So there'll be no banners up.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of picking it up this week, but not actually wanting to put it up until the spring.
Until the spring,
Because
okay.
what would be the point? Everybody wants to just run inside and, go play pickleball. They're not going to be hanging out in the field looking at a banner. So it just didn't make sense to hang it in the winter.
Right,
So that's the first agenda item is asking permission.
really? And I'm not on softball anymore. I don't know who, I know softball, probably much like baseball, they go out and they solicit sponsors to pay for banners, to put the banners up for advertising. This obviously is another advertising. How does the town, I don't know how the town does that. If you advertise for yourself, I don't know, what's the rules on that?
Yeah,
Are there
I
rules
don't
on
know.
that for
Well, no,
self-advertising?
I think if anything, if you're going to hang something from softball's backstop, you have to talk to them. Personally, and I think if you approach the selectmen, you might be able to get permission to put it on the building. Because that would be the first step, and I think rec would have to approve that afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and as far as what size is it?
5 feet long, 3 feet high.
Okay. Just a bit of advice because I do a lot of signage, for baseball. I'd go with a Coroplast sign because it's like a corrugated plastic. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Because the banner with the heat and the cooling, it flexes, it sags, it'll get stretched, So if you hang it with bungees, you kind of have a good chance to keep it fairly straight. But if you hang it with bungees, somebody's probably going to take it down just as easily. So if you zip tie it to something, what's going to happen is when it cools, it gets saggy.
Yeah.
When it gets hot, it tightens up.
About split rings.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I think that would have to be a conversation you'd have to have with softball to see if you can. And I did too with baseball. We put something on the backstop during the winter to sign up for baseball, and we asked softball if we could do it.
Okay.
So I didn't get any resistance. I think it was you.
Yeah, it could have been.
You and Rick. I spoke with you guys
So
about
it's,
it.
again, it had to be Chad Pinciero,
Yeah.
who is the contact over there. I just don't, yeah, I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, my same concern. I think if it's a commercial piece for softball, we just wouldn't want to jump that.
Right.
So,
So technically.
And if it's on the building, I don't think it's a problem. That's the
No.
building you guys occupy,
Okay.
you guys use.
Yeah.
But they literally, I don't know.
Well, we can hang it on the building if your guys would say it's okay with you.
I don't have a problem. Anyone involved.
I
That's
don't know.
fine.
Yeah, I have no.
But does it have to go through the selectmen first to be on the building?
I don't know. I can find out. I'll find out.
I think, I don't think we'd have a problem with you hanging on the building.
Mhm.
So if at the next selectmen meeting, Kurt, if he asks, we'll find out. And if it has to go through there, then you'll have to go through there and then
Okay.
whatever.
They might laugh at me and say, "Why are you asking?" So, that could happen too. So
Then the other quick question is where on the building and how?
Well, so what, you're saying it's a vinyl?
Mhm.
So I'm assuming it has little,
And it's got
circular.
grommets across the top.
Yeah,
and the
grommets.
bottom.
Exactly. I don't know how you would do it on our building.
Cinder
Obviously
block.
fencing is easy because you just
Right.
hook it into the fence.
I don't know. Honestly, I'd probably want to take a peek and see.
What I could envision it would just be hanging it on the railing, that railing, but that's the side, that's the
That's the
main
side.
entrance
Yeah, you
as
can't
opposed to
see
going
it.
into the side.
Realistically, hanging it from
It'll be up at a height.
from like the overhang.
yeah.
That might be the easiest place to hang it.
Anything out of somebody's reach is
Yeah, I
going to
know.
be safer.
That's always the big thing. Yeah.
Mm.
I think honestly, I wouldn't be able to venture a guess until I went down there and took a look and said, okay, yeah, there's
Mhm.
this, and this. I'll be down there tomorrow night, so I'll take a quick look.
So your current sign, that's inside the building, right? You want to replace the sign? What did you say you wanted to replace? Which sign?
No, there is a current banner, USAPA, over at Sawmill on the fencing over there.
Oh, okay.
But this is our own banner for our own club to promote pickleball, to join Litchfield Pickleball.
Got it.
So are you trying to and I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. Your message is we're here, so you're looking for something closer to the parking lot to kind of
Well, I just saw
signify
the other
that.
banners there, and I figured because you guys technically, run the building, run the field,
Yep.
run the backstop, run the whole property, I would have to ask you guys permission to.
Instead of the backstop, could they just put it on the fence?
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you right now, the baseball fields we have, everything's low. I don't put anything high, and I never have any problems.
Okay.
I mean, just to, and really, I don't think,
Even at the high school, it's all around the.
yeah, everything's
fencing.
down low. And I mean,
Yeah.
the
Sure.
people take care of that stuff. Ironically, the landscapers damaged a couple of our signs at the baseball fields, but that's it. And, nobody else has really done anything. So I think you could be safe putting something low too.
Yeah, just on the regular fence.
Okay. Next, we talked about this the last time I was here, but I think it was back in the tail end of the winter into the spring, about cleaning the floor at Talent, getting a professional company in there to clean it. Is there anything in the works to get that going? Because we as a group would be happy to contribute the cost of doing that. Vacuuming, professional washing, possibly even some buffing or something like that. But nothing, no stripping.
No, we can't.
Right.
We can't actually strip it anymore. I know that.
Yeah, nothing like that.
So
Done now.
strip it. It's
Yeah.
tear it up.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if we. Who was? I don't know. Was Andy gonna look into it, or was it John? Or I don't know. It was a while
Don't
ago.
remember.
Well, Andy talked about it along with Kevin, the building inspector.
Okay.
We talked about
You know,
the
it
soft spots.
probably went to Kevin, and then now that Kevin's not here anymore.
It's gone.
So I'm not even sure who would we start to. Is the new building? No.
Would that be something just in our control? That we
Yes.
just take
Yeah.
a
You
look,
guys would.
hire someone?
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to do it, of course, I think the resistance right now might be why do it now when the kids are going to be running snowshoes, the snowy shoes or whatever. And I know we talked about it last winter. It's
Yeah.
been almost a year.
Yeah.
And we talked about doing it during the summer.
Right.
So, and it is. I mean, we play baseball on that floor, and it's kind of gritty. I mean, it's
I
definitely.
mean, probably the best time to do May would be
Yeah.
when everyone starts to clear out. Is it even April? April still, depending on the rain and such, a lot of people are in there. But then in May it starts to clear out, so it'd probably be that May, June timeframe, which would probably be the best time to do it.
But nobody's really taking care of it right now. So I'm even wondering if we just
Yeah.
had a cleaning company come in and just,
Good.
Clean it. And
clean it. And,
probably been a good couple of years.
oh yeah. I mean, just a light, soap and water and
Yeah.
get all the, because I know that when you guys are, anytime you want to, you go to, it's actually slippery because there's so much garbage on it, for lack of a better
Yeah.
term. There's a lot of fines on there. I think if it gets scrubbed.
Yeah, we know it's going to get pretty well abused with, more activities of indoor sports.
I mean,
and-
you could talk to Jason because the basketball has like a floor cleaner. With we bought back when I was on there, we bought to use an LMS because especially some of those snow, like in the middle of January, that floor was horrendous. It would just, you'd take it as like a, some sort of solution, some sort of ammonia or whatever solution they give you, and you basically drag it. It's basically like a big,
Zamboni.
pretty much that's what it is. You put a cloth around it, wet the cloth, and then pull the thing around. And it does a good job cleaning it. So, basketball's really starting up there this week. So maybe I can text Jason and ask him, see if he wants to run that thing just to get one good coat through there.
Yeah.
Because it does help. It helps a lot. And that floor does take a beating all year. So, I mean, even he might, it's one of those things that he probably has. I mean, everyone's just using it and no one's really thought of it, but it's probably something that he wouldn't mind doing. And it takes half an hour, not even. So,
And the thing is, like, I have a comedy show that we're doing the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas lighting December 1st. We should probably plan to do something after that. I would assume he's not going to jump on it tomorrow.
no. What
But
do you mean?
we do have a couple of things happening where people are going to be walking in through the parking lot and coming in, as opposed to walking in on the stage and changing their shoes and going down, which I think is protocol. So
No, I mean, I'll text Jason and try to coordinate something. I mean, heck, I'll go if I need to. I'll take the thing and go do it. I mean, I did it for 2 years. So
If you schedule something now or schedule something, like you said, in May and more of a
bigger,
depth cleaning, just let us know. We'd be happy to contribute.
okay, yeah, no, but
I'll help you
text
if you give
Jason.
me, let me know, and
Honestly, it's a one-person job.
I know.
It doesn't take.
I can stand there and
I
root
just
for
go
you.
across, I just go
Go,
across the
Mike.
street and get the thing from Jason and go.
That's right.
Okay.
It's right there. Right?
The next item is Litchfield pickleball codes to the doors.
Yes.
This is something that it's been a growing concern for a number of players that now want their codes. They may have wanted them months ago and are starting asking more and more. New players are coming in. Andy requested that we come up with a list of who has codes that we know of, who wants codes. That's all on a list that we're submitting tonight.
So you sent that to Andy through email?
No, not yet.
Good.
Not this particular list.
I think Andy's thing, and this is always the way that I've worked with it, submitting for codes, is it has to come from both sides. It can't just be a request from the user. It has to be a request from the user as well as an approval, just an email from the organization. So when I used to do it, I'd say, I'd send them an email saying so-and-so's needs access to Town Hall. They're going to be submitting the form soon. This is for soccer, whatever it is. And then that would give him the approval. So when he got the form on the other side, he now had a request and an approval. Because, you don't want someone requesting it and not really being approved by the organization.
Why would they not be approved?
Well,
No, I mean your organization, not us, by you. Like this is like you are giving them permission to be under your insurance and use it under your name,
Mhm.
we need to know that you're giving them that permission. We don't want just, anyone from pickleball could walk up and be like, yeah, oh, I found the form. I'm going to just submit a code. And they may not be someone you have officially on the list. They may not be someone who you know that well and be like, I don't know if we should be giving this person that code. So it's a check and balance thing. It's really like both sides have to submit it to say, okay, it's good to go. And I
Okay.
think that's where that seemed on all those emails, that seemed to be where the disconnect was. So I think Andy wanted the new list to make sure that everything was who already had it, and he could double check that. And if you had new requests, put it on there. But anyone who's not on the list who you want a new code for, it's back to that process of email someone, you or someone else from the organization, email Andy, and then have that person fill out the request form. And once he has both those things, he will issue a code.
So the best of your knowledge, that Andy already has a list of who has the codes because he would have
Yes.
had to have handed those out.
Yes, he does have a list. I think he
An
just
old list, right? Wasn't it one of the emails? I thought he
He has a
relied on
list-
pickleball
right,
to send him updated lists.
right.
He was relying on pickleball. If there was someone you wanted to add, you would have to contact Andy and say, here, add this person. So I think he was waiting on, as opposed to people showing up from some of the emails we received, it's like people who showed up at Talent, bumped into, say, a Keith Buxton. They know Keith, and they're like, hey, we need a code. And Keith can't give out a code. None of us can give out a code.
Right.
It's Andy. But that has to come directly from you guys to Andy.
Okay. All right, so have him take a look at that
So,
list and we'll try
You
to.
have about 15 to 20 people here that say LPA members wanting a talent hall code, access code.
Mhm.
So these are people that if you've approved and you want them to be added. And then you have others up here that say not verified as having an access code.
That's correct.
So are they,
Are they supposed to
they're
have a
thought
code,
to have,
or-
they're thought to have an access code to talent. They're thought to have had one. But they don't have one?
We're not 100% sure.
Okay. They forgot their codes?
Well, one of the things is some people have been playing for
Okay.
years.
I can explain it.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
go ahead.
Well, come on up.
Want to say your name? I'm
No,
sorry.
it's easier to come up.
Yeah, get him to go.
For the microphones.
You in the back. Come on.
Bob Hannick, our president of the club, has been exchanging a lot of emails back and forth
Yeah.
with Andy as far as all this code stuff.
Okay, so there's a spreadsheet
Yes.
on my computer dated April of 2017, and says I sent it to Andy on that date. And that is a list of people that at some point in the past, I believe, had access codes to Talent Hall.
Are they still members of pickleball?
Wait, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay. But the fact of the matter is, I have no way to verify who has access codes because I don't hand them out, and I do not have access to your database.
Mhm.
So I actually have no idea who has
Access.
access codes. So in preparation for this meeting, I sent out an email blast to our membership. Please tell me who has access codes and who might want them. So at the very top of that list, those are people who responded who said that they have access codes.
Right. So we have this whole list of people with access.
The interesting thing about there is the people with whose names have X's next to them, they were on the original list. There are a bunch of people who have access codes who were not on the original list and therefore were never approved by me or the board, and yet they still have access codes. Okay. So I think the process is broken because a lot of access codes went out without being approved by Litchfield Pickleball. Okay. Now, of the people who are on the original list, there are some people who responded who said they do not have codes. That's one section. And then there's a bunch of other people who did not respond at all. Those are on there to point out the fact that I cannot actually verify who has codes. I can force people to respond. I cannot force them to tell me the truth.
Right. No, and with that list of names, Andy can go through because
Right.
the other thing is
And then there's the bottom list, which is of all the people in our organization right now who do not have access codes, who wants them.
Who want access.
That's the last section.
I mean, my only thing is, I don't know, like, how long has it been since some of these people, someone could say they have it, have they used it recently?
Back to your question. On the first list, there are 2 people whose names said delete next to them. Those people have left the organization recently, and their access codes need to be deleted.
Okay.
I'll send it to Andy. I'll scan it in.
I can email to him. I have,
Okay, yeah,
I have electronic copy.
Okay, just send him an email copy. Again, my thing is I don't, you were saying this was that original list. I don't know if this original list, again, Andy, we blew away all the access codes and started redistributing.
I don't mean to imply,
Yep.
I'm saying I had a list.
No, I get it.
I'm hard pressed to tell you exactly
Correct.
how that list was formulated. Okay. I know that I had some conversations with Andy.
Right.
I know that I sent him a pre-approved list at some time in the past. I know that at some time in the past, he sent me a list of people he thought that he had codes.
Okay.
And I have that list, and I'm not exactly sure how all that information got mashed up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can talk, we can ask Andy to go through the list. We'll make sure Andy realistically, we need Andy to go through the list and then tell us who he has in the database and match it up. Because again, I don't know what timing it was with some of these, because April 2017 is right when we started to turn over all the codes again, just trying to redistribute them. So I don't, honestly, someone could think they have a code that works and it might not work.
I would like to point out a flaw in the procedure that you're proposing. The procedure that's being proposed is that we send you a list of people who are approved, and then they apply for codes, right?
Not a blanket list. No.
Bear with me.
Yep.
We approve people and we send you and we tell them that they're approved. And then later on, they apply for codes. I have no way of knowing whether or not they got codes. And when they leave,
Right.
I can't tell you whether or not their code should be deleted because I don't know if they have codes.
Okay.
We need a much tighter feedback loop here, because I believe that ultimately you do not want a bunch of people who are no longer at Litchfield Pickleball running around with access codes to town hall.
Correct.
Okay, so somehow we need to know who gets approved. Because if we don't know who's approved, we can't tell you who to delete when they leave. All right, so the process that's being proposed, I believe, is insufficient for your long-term desires.
Yeah, it does sound wrong.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So we can definitely let Andy know.
I mean, we're perfectly happy to get together with you guys anytime you want, sort of discuss
Right. No,
a
it's,
process, and we will do our best to make sure that it's low impact on you guys and everything else like that. But the way it's currently working, actually, it's currently not working, which is sort of the problem.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else?
And then to add,
Yeah.
but you probably don't want to hear about it, to that flaw in the system is if I check in at 8:30 to play pickleball and I'm playing for a couple hours and then I'm about ready to leave and the next group comes in, my code was the first one in there, but I'm now gone for hours on end. And then the next group finishes theirs, and the third group coming in after that, they jump in there before the building has been shut down, locked. So now my code's been in there all day long that I was the only one who opened it. Plus, the lockbox out front with the key in it, it's still in there. Some people still know that code, and they don't even have to have a code to get into the building. They go to that lockbox, they take the key out, they open the door. So all this code stuff isn't working in conjunction with what we really want to be a
Yeah.
safer code situation.
And the person we need here is Andy. No, but this is a good feedback. It all makes sense. I don't know if the rule would be literally you have to leave. Everyone has to exit the premise, shut the door. The next person has to enter and
Yeah.
put their code in. I mean, is it?
Some people were saying that, like the old system, well, if it wasn't broke, why are we trying to fix it? We had one code to get into the door and one code to shut off the alarm.
Yeah.
And that was it.
still one code to shut off the alarm.
Right.
It's, I mean, I think, and I don't know, maybe it's just my understanding of it because, it's from years ago. usually when it was the same organization carrying through, you never had to, it was never one of those things of logging in and logging out. Like realistically, the person went in, but the organization was responsible. So you mean, I'm going down, like tomorrow, I'm going down and unlocking it for soccer, but I'm not going to be there the whole time either. But it's the organization that's overseeing everything, not the individuals overseeing. You know what I mean? So it's, if you go in and you bring in pickleball, then pickleball's there, and then it's under pickleball. Because as you said, to track individual users, you know, in, out, in, out, in, out. If it's one, like basketball does the same thing.
I was just about to say, the same.
First person opens, last person closes.
Well, even if they overlap with, they'll be leaving with pickleballs in there, and basketball could be walking in, and it still could be Bob's access
correct.
code from 8 a.m. that
Right.
started the whole
I
process.
mean, and-
I've run this by a few different people, and they said, well, you could do this. Have one code for pickleball, one code for basketball, one code for baseball, et cetera, et cetera. And when pickleball's finished, they lock up and then let the people come in for basketball who happen to be the next session. You can't come in until we lock up and leave and then enter your code to get in. So we're responsible for the building under pickleball supervision,
Right.
not responsible because you came in with basketball. We already left.
Right.
And the door was open, you know, kind of thing. And you came in with a bunch of you know, people and kids and whatever.
We have that happen to us, like in baseball on a Sunday morning, we'll open up, and then as we're finishing, the pickleball people will be coming in. So theoretically, you guys are into baseball on some Sundays when we're
Yeah.
there. So, I mean, it's
There's an
nothing- I
overlap.
don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
it does follow what they're saying, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
Well,
it's something we're gonna need in
We're
here
gonna
for, and
discuss,
we're gonna
yeah.
have to relook at everything, really is what it comes down to.
We have action items for the next, or agenda items for the next, meeting.
We do indeed.
And then the last, more or less item is, we'd like to make a first of this year donation to the rec committee for funds needed for, you know, whatever you guys, you know, have a need for, as well as what the town. We've heard situations that the police department could use some money for something that came up. The same thing with the fire department. So, you know, it's just a thought we have as far as, you know, making donations for different
Well, would that go
town, you know.
to the selectmen then instead of coming to the rec commission?
Well, yeah, you can earmark it for the rec. We just have to accept it as a donation.
Yeah, we can do that.
Is there something in particular that you want to put some money towards, or are you seeing something over there that?
Well, when I
maybe-
drive by the fire department, and I'm sure one of these days they're gonna have a grand opening, wouldn't it be nice for the cost of donuts, coffee, whatever they're gonna put on for an open house, that'd be covered by, you know, something somewhere. And if we could offer, you know, some money to cover that, that'd be a great idea. That's what I thought.
Okay.
The police were for honor guard new uniforms.
Anything
So-
specific for the rec commission? Last year we bought tables. We can show you if you get any tables for rec commission.
Great.
So you guys got any projects that need some funding?
Yeah, that's what we heard is playground equipment.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
we'd be happy to help out with that.
that's great.
That's very nice. Thank you.
That'd be
That's,
perfect.
that's timely.
Yep.
Yep.
And someone else, this is the last item, I promise. I know of a certified CPR instructor that gives classes on refresher, you know, courses on how to do CPR. Would that be something that the Talent Hall, Litchfield Rec Committee would be happy to get going?
I don't see why not. That'd be, yeah,
You know, I took CPR with fire department stuff many, many years ago,
yeah.
and I'm finding out that the
All
the
changed.
count now is totally different than it was, you know, when I took it back in my 20s.
So is this person willing to volunteer to give the class?
There, no, I think she runs it as a side
She wants
business.
a side business, so she'd want access to talent.
Yeah,
She would charge.
I'll find out that.
Okay.
that kind
Yeah,
of
if you can
information.
find out that information and come back, and then we could discuss it. That would have to be something we'd have to vote on, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
It's definitely
thank
sounds
you.
worthwhile.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Anybody else here for public input? You guys?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
You guys can state your name. and-
All right. Sean Haley, 60 Pilgrim Drive, 603 Cornhole.
Great.
Brian Fletcher, 603 Cornhole as well. So we're coming to you again this year. Last year, we had a successful fundraiser in town. Usually around, I think it was December 9th last year, that we had a town hall where we collected a ton of teddy bears for the
teddy
state
bears,
police. We had a cornhole tournament for town goers. It was a great event. We raised $500 for the Litchfield Angel Tree program as well. So we're back again. Want to do it again this year. We've talked to Keith Buxton a little bit about how we're going to basically do it the same way we did last year. We're going to set up the cornhole boards. We have a certain amount of people that are going to be coming down for it. This year, we want to put the emphasis on Toys for Tots.
Okay.
Whereas Tyler last year collected over 1,000 teddy bears for the state police, and when I talked to Officer Lenski from town, he said we had too much, so which is a good thing. So we have to go in that direction. So which is great because Mr. Lenski is in charge of the Toys for Tots of the state police this year. So he's going to get involved. We're going to piggyback with him on this event as well. So we're looking for your approval for Talent Hall for the 7th.
December 7th. Yeah, probably
So
from
that's a
like,
Friday?
yeah, Friday night, because we looked at the calendar and seemed like there was other things going on other days. And
Friday.
we were looking from maybe 5 to 11, like 5 we would set up.
Yeah, there's nothing there right
Nothing
now.
there? Well, we haven't built it out yet.
Been built out yet, but
So if they put it in,
I don't know when.
Friday nights, I don't know what basketball does for Friday nights. I haven't seen
I'm
the
not
schedule.
positive either. So, but you know, what I mean,
Our hope was to do the cornhole portion from like 7 to 11, but before then, like 5 o'clock, maybe have the state police bring that big truck down that they did with the teddy bears.
Yep.
And so that the locals with their kids could come down and put the toys in the truck,
It's-
to
okay.
try to make a little bit of a community event.
it's something. Andy hasn't put it in yet, so it's one of those things where it's if we approve it, then basketball's just not going to be able to use it that night, or whoever has it is going to be able to use it that night.
Okay. So, but you want access, I know you're saying the truck will be outside, but you're looking for access to talent starting at 5?
Yes, because we're going to set up the boards. We're going to set up a bunch of food. There's going to
Okay.
be a whole thing going
So
on.
you'd be
there.
doing, so 5 to what, guys?
Probably 11 at the
5
latest.
to 11?
Yeah.
And you know the deal with the detail and the.
Yes, yeah.
and
Last year,
and all that
they,
stuff.
they stepped up and helped us out with that detail as well, which was great. So this is our 4th year doing it.
Okay.
So it's always been a huge hit in town. People really look forward to it. It brings out
Yeah,
a
it
good
keeps
group
getting
of
bigger
people.
every year, so we're hoping this year it's even bigger than last. So.
We want to get the town involved this year. Bring the kids down, donate a toy. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
go all out. We're going to make it really fun for the kids, especially where the state police brings down that big bear SWAT vehicle, and they make a big deal about it. They bring a couple troopers down with the cars. And last year, Londonderry came.
We had terrible weather too, and
Yeah,
so we
it
had
was,
a good
snowing
turnout.
out. It was a great turnout though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
So you're gonna advertise and do all that stuff?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like I
So
said, it's
put
going to
it
be
in, well,
it's going to be a what
you have to
a
approve it, right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay. I'll make a motion so what is it going to be called? 603 Toys for Tots?
Yeah, it's gonna be Toys for Tots.
But what ends up being is it's half the pot goes to the players, the winners, and then the other half goes to the Presbyterian Church for either their angel tree, which they use it for usually any leftover angels that are still in the tree, and then the rest they just backfill whatever they need for the pantry. So
Okay.
whether it's goods or
So what is your event called? Just so we can.
We haven't finalized it.
no,
We change every year, so this is since
Yeah.
we're going the Toys for Tots direction. I'm gonna do. I can submit the flyer to Keith or bring it back down to you guys.
You just put it on the 603
Yeah,
corner.
603 Cornhole event. So I'll make a motion to approve 603 Cornhole event for December 7th from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Or should I have done discussion first?
First, but we discussed it already.
We'll touch back base, to let
Yeah.
you know any details that we kind of figure out. Like I said, we want to make it a big town event to kick it off. So
Great. Great. So
Awesome.
we'll put it on the calendar.
Yep.
I'll put on the, I have to change my calendars. So put it on the calendar and you guys will work on everything else.
yes, we will.
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, getting back to, where were we?
Shed repair.
What do we have next?
Shed repair?
Shed repair.
Oh, shit.
Ramp.
Yeah, okay. So I was there last weekend for the paint night. Holy cow. I don't even know why we even have ramp. Literally, there's one major hole and then another hole. So when you're walking into the shed on the ramp, it's a hazard to go.
That is awesome when it's dark out, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. And then to hear people say, so Colin, you want it to be neat, but is there a light in here? I'm like, no.
Well, we did talk about the light.
We did talk about the light, but guess who has the credit card? So that's why I wanted to. So I don't know what kind of light Andy was talking about. I can't remember, but because we don't have any power.
It was a solar powered. Seriously.
Spotlight.
How
It's
do
a
we get
it's a
solar
solar
power?
powered security light.
Spotlight. It would
Yeah, so
store
it's
it
motion
and
to-
then motion. It would.
But how would it pan into the?
It has a 15-foot cord for the solar panel. So you mount it in the shed, you run the cord out, you mount it to the roof, the solar panel, it charges up, somebody goes into the shed, the light turns on. And
Okay.
lights it. That's I think where he was going.
Yes.
I don't think Sam's Club has cornered the market on it. I think you can get those anywhere, but yeah, he kept saying that Sam's Club had a great deal on them or something. So
Okay. If I go get it, can I expense it or
Yes.
or
Didn't we already approve this?
Just go.
what's it?
Didn't we already approve this?
I think we did.
You did already approve
Yeah.
Just go steal it
For
from Keith.
Buxton.
Go steal the card.
All right, so I need to, but the ramp, it's a hazard. I mean, can we just either rip it off or
well, while you're buying the light at Home Depot, get a piece of plywood.
get a piece of plywood?
Take Rick's truck,
All
get
right,
a
I'll
piece of plywood.
because I'm like, oh my God. And we have mice.
Well,
Oh,
I
you
know.
think?
about
That's-
that.
Did you see him?
My daughter
they-
did. She's like, oh my God.
Uh,
Freaked out about the mouse.
Better than snakes.
Freaked me. It is better than the snakes. Snakes and mice. So okay, I'll go get something for that because it's a death trap. Although it is neat. I want everyone to know it is neat in there.
Oh, good.
So it was
Who's next to use it? Oh, I am.
you. Actually, Mary, because they're using it Friday and you're using it Saturday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm meeting Mary tomorrow at noon. So for their decorations.
It's coming fast.
It is.
Thanks,
You're next weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get that because that's it.
Light, yeah. Yeah, what you do, I mean, you can just see Karen
Some
White
sort of
about it.
solar powered light that's at Sam's. With
Yes,
a
and
15-foot.
it has like a 15 or 20-foot cord that I guess, you can put the solar panel outside and it runs the power down to the light itself, and it's a motion
Okay.
detector light. So I can picture that you mount it in the shed, and as soon as you walk in, you're probably going to get a sunburn from it because it's going to be like beaming on you so close. But it's probably an LED light, so it doesn't use a lot of power.
Okay.
So
I guess it gives some light. We're all in there with our cell phone flashlights.
yeah,
Okay.
there.
Oh, parking lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
What
huh?
do you mean? You don't want to go for a swim?
that was embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Us.
Well, I make a motion we stock the parking lot with fish. That's a deep
Save the
bottle right
walk down the
there.
pond. Yeah.
Stock it with fish. That'd be-
It would solve having to drive through the gate all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Let them go kayaking,
Boats up
fishing.
there, yeah.
Or whatever.
it's bad. I mean,
Yeah.
It just gets worse. Like every
It
time,
does.
like it was still there today. Like
well, look at
not
those.
before was it yesterday? Before the rain.
Oh yeah, it was there.
It was there.
Yeah,
it was
I saw it this weekend, and I
Yeah.
don't think we even had rain.
no.
I mean,
That's what I mean. I drove by. I think it was yesterday. I drove by it.
And
I'm
it's a
like, it's still
pond.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even a puddle. I mean, literally, it's a pond.
Both sides, but
Both sides.
especially the batting cage side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't even know how
really
those women made it into the hall last weekend.
Well, I heard one woman parked in the middle of the road on the asphalt because there was nothing left. That's
Okay.
what Marie told me. So
I don't blame her. I mean,
I
there's-
mean, wasn't it a few years ago they were going to redo the whole thing, and then it became just the middle, and ever since the middle, it's become worse on the side.
well, they graded it. I know they graded it, but it's just, I think it's long overdue to do something. What do you do? Do you put drainage? Do you?
well, I looked at it and I drove through it, and I have a little bit of experience with this, and it's going to tick off some people, but because I've noticed that there's kind of a natural path now that goes from the bike path into the parking lot, but it kind of goes right into the puddle right now. But I think when the puddle's not there, people cut through the woods as like a shortcut to get into Roy Memorial Park. But if it's in that corner, kind of by the batting cages, but towards Albuquerque, if we, or I'm going to say the highway department because they have the equipment, if they kind of clean some of that woods out, the water would migrate in that direction. And it would be like right now the water's trying to permeate gravel that's been packed down. If we dug a kind of like a little area in the woods, the water would migrate in there and it would go down into the sand.
But wouldn't you have to dig basically in the parking lot too?
I don't know. I mean, it depends.
Because that puddle is like when you look at the puddle doesn't get all the way to the woods. It
Yeah.
stops before it gets to the
Yes.
woods. On both, like realistically, you have to almost grade the whole thing so it all flows
Yeah, kind of.
away from the fields and
Yeah.
into the woods.
Into the woods, exactly. Into towards Albuquerque.
But that's going to take. But now's probably not the time to do that.
Well, I mean, the
right?
material's still soft, but
Right.
here's the problem. When you have a gravel parking lot like that, it settles, number one. Number two, when it's dusty, it blows. Number three, when it gets snow plowed, the plows scrape some of the rocks up. And I mean, you guys probably saw it in softball, where in the spring you'd see like kind of like a row of rocks, from the parking lot being snow plowed. So, there's a whole bunch of migration that happens with the material. So if we do add more material, it should be kind of graded towards the woods, but I don't know who would do that. I mean, that's, I mean, the highway department's got their hands full. They're getting ready for the winter. So I don't think that they're necessarily going to be able to do
would
that.
it be? Is it smart for us to do it now before the winter?
Well, that's when we have the puddles, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, I know, but we're talking about we put it down. If it snows in 2 weeks, it's being torn up again.
Yeah.
Without it being able to really like get packed down by cars on it for like if you start in May, if you do it in April and cars are parking it all the time, packing it down before it gets to the winter, at least at that point, you've kind of packed it in where even when the plows get there, yeah, they might tear something up, but they're not tearing up large chunks. Where
yeah,
if
they're
we do
not
it-
shaving it off.
Yeah, we're going in the winter. We're going into the winter and doing it.
Yeah.
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 And I know the puddle's there. Like, what do you do? Like, I don't know. I mean, there's no easy solution for getting rid of that size of a puddle on
No.
both sides.
Right.
It's good for ice skating. Just open it up, ice skating pond in the winter. We're all set. You know what I mean?
Well,
But I think you're right. Since it's been paved, it used to maybe spread out a little more.
Yeah.
Now it's paved and it just goes
Right.
down on either side. And it's,
I mean, it's that time of year now where people are going to be going into Talent Hall because of basketball, and you're going to have,
it's a disaster with ice.
yeah, 4 teams because there's going to be 2 teams playing, 2 teams coming in to play next. Their relatives, their grandparents, they're going to be tracking, mud in or whatever,
Right.
wherever they end up parking. Not to say that that's not going to happen if we don't have puddles, but I mean, there's a whole ripple effect to this whole thing. So yeah, I think that we should look into having it fixed. Maybe you're right. Maybe now's not the time, but we don't have a lot of parking right now because of the water that's sits there. So
We asked the road agents to take a look to see if there's anything that we can do in the short term, even as just like regrading it, up to the side, just to have a
Yeah.
runoff for the winter, because I agree that the major fix probably now isn't the time, but
Yeah.
but boy, it took a lot of the parking lot away.
Oh, it
and
did.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be-
There's nowhere to park. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, it's
And I mean, look at what we have coming up. You had your paint night, which I think you guys had a ton of people there. I've got comedy, which usually brings a couple hundred. The tree lighting ceremony,
and yeah, that's
Yep.
going to be big.
cornhole is huge. Basketball every weekend and every
Oh,
night.
yeah,
It's the time.
Yeah.
It's now
yeah.
busy.
I mean,
And the parking lot is only a third useful right now, a third of it.
right.
It's not. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, you want
Could
me
they even just go and push the water away?
to? I know.
I mean,
yeah.
seriously, could they take their
Snowplow?
whatever, the plow, right, and just get it
Yeah,
out of
splash
the,
it out
push
of
it
there.
towards Albuquerque or the
Maybe.
woods?
Yeah. Pump it. I don't know.
Make a request to just clean out. I mean, we're getting snow on Friday.
Just dig a ditch.
Just dig it out.
You're right. Yeah. I mean,
Dig a
especially
ditch,
along
right,
the woods.
dig
Ditch
a-
from the middle of that, wherever the puddle's there now, so you know where the puddle is. Just ditch into the woods.
That everybody will slam through it.
Of course, but you know what I mean.
And who do we request?
I'll ask
Yeah.
Troy to
Yeah,
have
see if
the.
Troy can get somebody over there to just clean it up. It is getting to the busy time.
Yeah. I mean,
Really
it's
good
yeah.
And what are we getting? 5 inches of snow on Friday?
That's what they say. I don't pay attention to the weather.
It's
It's
just
always
more
wrong.
rain. Every time you wake up, it's more rain. It's like every day.
It changes every day, so I don't pay attention.
I know.
I wake up, I look outside. No, that's what it's like today. Great.
Depressing.
I'm writing the email right now. I'm not ignoring you guys.
Thank you. All right, so that's any old business, guys?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either. Any requests out there? I don't think we've seen anything.
I haven't, no, I don't remember seeing a request.
I'm meeting with Mary for Friday's event, and you have your event on. Where are you advertising your event, Kurt?
We're not telling anybody about it.
No, it's all on.
It's on What's Up.
WhatsApp.
We've been talking about it. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. What is that? The 24th.
Okay. You having three acts again?
Yep. We have a guy that won the Boston Comedy Festival a few years ago. He's coming. So yeah, I think we got some good acts lined
Do you
up.
have to get a table, or can you just come?
You can come. Tickets are for sale at the door.
Yep.
I will bring you tickets if you want to buy them early. We'll have again lots of raffle stuff, and
Talk to Rick.
since the Red Sox won the World Series, there'll be a lot of Red Sox memorabilia there
Nice.
for people to bid on for the silent auction. So
Cornhole did send us the form.
What's that?
Cornhole sent us the form before,
Oh, they did
on the 24th.
on the 24th.
Yeah. But besides that, I don't see any other requests.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, 5/11.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear from Andy about your Wednesday night request?
Yeah, he said it was all set.
Okay.
He put it on the calendar.
So we've already considered the minutes. Thank you.
I thought we'd just take them in. I took it out of order, but I figured while we were discussing them, might as well just knock them off.
I thought we always did the consideration minutes in the very beginning.
Yeah,
We-
usually.
I pointed it back
Oh,
because I knew there were some folks coming in, so that's all.
So anything else, guys?
I got nothing else.
Is our next meeting, it's not Thanksgiving? Or
Oh,
is it?
since we don't meet on Thursdays, then no.
No, it's not, no, I mean,
It'll be-
Thanksgiving week.
it'll be-
I meant Thanksgiving week.
No.
27th.
No, okay, 27.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. See, I don't like being in this chair. It's a bad chair. All right, so should we,
Motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you. I can speak. Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.